Okay, somebody needs to say it. Just gonna come out and say it. Your clients love you conditionally, transactionally, and temporarily. Welcome to another episode of Self-Employed Success Secrets. Weekend edition. This is a tips episode. But first, let's talk about this channel. This channel is dedicated, absolutely dedicated to helping you be successfully, sustainably self-employed. Okay. And every Monday I do a technique video, a video about becoming the type of person to become successfully self-employed. Things that you need to congeal with personally, things you need to become and elevate and extend being to get where you want to go. On Wednesday we do a tricks or traps video, give you little tips and tricks to be successfully self-employed, or traps to look out for. And then on Saturday, which is today, you get a tips video. So here's a tip. You're only loved conditionally, transactionally, and temporarily, okay? Let's start with the condition. You're loved as long as you do. We live in an as-if world, okay? We live in an if you do this world, okay? If you do your work on time, if you're nice, if you look nice, you'll get paid, okay? That's the first thing. This is the cold, hard truth. You're loved as long as you do what you're supposed to do. The second you get out of line, they won't love you anymore, okay? Now let's talk about transactionally. Transaction is that you're only loved if you provide a benefit. Now you may be asking, Marcus, what's the difference between conditional and transactional? The difference is that conditional is based on temporary requirements that you have to meet whether you do a transaction or not. Conditional is it's ancillary. It's right outside of the transaction. People can still like you if you meet the conditions. You look good, you sound good, you feel good. People are gonna hire you because you make them feel good at the end of the day. But if you meet all the conditional requirements, but you don't meet the transactional requirements, you can end up being a problem. And part of the transaction is conditional. So the transaction is part of the conditions of doing what you're supposed to do. Okay, so the transactional nature of your interaction with a client is part of the conditions of doing your work. Okay, it's like all transactions are conditional, but everything conditional is not transactional. Okay, the next is temporary. You're on a time clock. Every client I personally work with, I work with them for less than 4 years. It's like a college degree. Count on being there less than 4 years, okay? Because people get bored. Things change. People's needs change. People's desires change. You change. That's just the sad reality, is that it's temporary. So that's why you want to come in every day and do the absolute best you can, give the most value you can without extending yourself to exhaustion. But just giving. As Jesus said, it's better to give than it is to receive, okay? Always remember, last Saturday I made a video about don't emotionally invest in the clients. This is another reason why, because their love for you is conditional, transactional, and temporary. Okay? I want you to keep that in mind as you live your life. When you're sitting at your computer, working with these people, just always remember, you're loved on the basis that you provide something. And the second you stop providing the value they're looking for, the happy high they're looking for, you're going to be out the door. Okay? And if something better comes along, you're going to be out the door. That's more of the temporary part. They find somebody better, which does happen. That happened to me one time. Someone found someone a bit better than me. They got rid of me. Because people are always looking for the perfect. Okay? People say, progress over perfection. No, people will choose perfection over progress any day of the week. Perfection in their eyes. Okay, so don't get too comfortable with these clients. You're only going to be there for a little bit. You're going to be loved for what you do, not for who you are. They'll never love you for who you are. They love you for what you do. They love the fantasy of you. They love the dream of you. Okay? So just keep that in mind as you're being self-employed. Okay? You're loved conditionally, transactionally, and temporarily. And that is okay. That's why you only do as much as your paycheck warrants, and then some, and then you get out, because they don't care about you. Okay, the thing is, they don't care about anybody. They don't care about themselves. But that's the whole topic for another day. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll talk soon.